Hey everyone, it's me, Matt. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing great, and I hope you're ready to garden with me today, because in today's video, we're going to tackle 4 garden cleanup projects related to Hurricane Milton. We're going to start by trimming my giant bird of paradise plant in my backyard. It's looking really sad from all the wind damage. And then we're going to break out my mini chainsaw, and we're going to cut apart some larger tree branches that fell in the tree line along the backside of my property. And then we're going to end the video by transplanting a small banana tree as well as staking my mammoth elephant ear. Both plants were blown over and semi-uprooted during the storm, so let's get into it. Moving into my backyard, I wanted to start off with just a general look at my backyard and patio area. My mom and I spent a lot of time last weekend picking up all the tree and leaf debris from the hurricane. It took hours, but I'm so happy to finally have my backyard put back together. I'm also really thankful that the damage was minimal. I know a lot of people weren't as lucky and still are dealing with picking up the pieces from both Hurricane Helene and Hurricane Milton. Overall, my home and garden fared really well, and again, I'm so thankful for that. So before we start today's projects, I wanted to point out that my plumeria trees have started to go dormant. After the hurricane, we had a cold front blow through, and the overnight temperatures have been dipping into the 50s and 60s, signaling to my plumerias that the growing season is over. In the next few weeks, they're going to drop all their leaves and go dormant through the winter months, conserving their energy until next spring. So once these plumerias lose all their leaves, my plan is to move them off my patio into a corner up against my house to keep them protected from the cold during their dormancy period. So moving along for the first project of the day, this is my giant bird of paradise near my backyard fire pit area. You can see it's in desperate need of some trimming. A lot of the branches got bent during the hurricane, and I wanted to get in there and clean it up a bit. So this is the pole saw I'll be using for this project. This is a really great garden tool for trimming anything in hard to reach places. The pole can be extended up to 14 feet in length, so it makes it really easy to trim tree branches, palm fronds, and giant bird of paradise plants. So let's get to it. Alright, the first project is complete. This area looks so much better. It's definitely a better look than the out-of-control mess we started with. You may have noticed that I broke out my handsaw to cut out some of the fronds. It made it easier to get into some of the tighter spaces. And then you also saw that I removed some of the vines that were growing around the base of this plant. It's important to remove vines growing up your plants because they can be aggressive and compete for resources like light, water, and nutrients. So I always do my best to keep the area clear around the base of this plant so that it can thrive. Stepping back, check out all the plant material I removed. I'm going to go ahead and bundle all of this off camera and take it to my curb for green waste pickup. Moving right along to project number 2, I've got some broken branches that fell during the hurricane in this tree line. You might be able to see them. So my plan is to use my mini chainsaw to cut the branches out, and then I'll stack and save as much of the wood as I can to use in my fire pit this fall. Really quick, this is my mini chainsaw. It's battery operated and really easy to use. It's another great tool to have in the garden, especially after a hurricane. I love how compact it is. It's lightweight and really easy to store if storage space is limited in your house. So let's get into the tree line now and we'll cut apart these branches. There we go, project number 2 is complete. My mini chainsaw made quick work of cutting up those branches. It also helps that it's really fun to use. I highly recommend it, and I'll definitely link it in the video description for reference. And then just like my bird of paradise trimmings, I'm also going to bundle all of these vines and branches off camera and take them to my curb for pickup too. Continuing on with today's projects, I wanted to replant this little banana tree that blew over and was uprooted during the hurricane. This should be a really easy project. I'm going to use my shovel and replant the tree toward the back of the garden bed, so let's get it done. So like I said, that was a really easy project. I'm glad there was enough of a root system left and I was able to salvage this little tree. I'm confident that it's going to root in over the next few months, and I'm really excited for it to fill in the area toward the back of my banana grove. All right, moving on to the final project of the day. I'm going to do my best to salvage my mammoth elephant ear plant. You can see it really got blown over during the storm. I'll pop up a picture of what it looked like right before the hurricane. It was so big and beautiful. It stood about 6 feet tall. It really was the focal point of this back shade garden area, but like I said, I think I can salvage it with some wooden stakes. So these are the stakes I'm going to use. These are inexpensive bamboo stakes that I bought off Amazon. They're great because they come in 6-foot lengths, but you can break them down into smaller pieces. My plan is to brace the base of my elephant ear plant with 3 or 4 of them, and then I'll pack some soil around the root ball. I'll probably have to remove some of the lower leaves as well. This should also be a really easy project, so let's get in there and salvage this plant. All right, there we go. The plant is upright again. The base is supported with the bamboo stakes. You can see how I braced it on the side here. I also staked the smaller mammoth elephant ear behind it. These stakes will really help these plants as they reroot over the next few weeks. And then taking a step back, you can really see how many leaves I removed. I'm confident that this plant will fill in again. It'll take time, but removing some of those lower leaves will allow the plant to focus energy on rerooting and building back a stronger foundation to support itself again. So overall, I'm really happy I was able to tackle these projects today. My garden is pretty much back to normal after Hurricane Milton. I hope you enjoyed hanging out with me today. If you haven't already done so, make sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons so you can hang out with me in future videos. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one.